Performance Assessment Development Project by Moore-Lyons. It's a matter of fairness. Students' grades should accurately reflect what students know and are able to do. Inconsistencies across schools, classrooms, and departments can lead to inequality for students. The goal of authentic assessments is to assess students fairly, in a non-biased way, and to improve the skills and understanding of the content area. Authentic assessments require application of what students have learned to a new situation and demands judgment to determine what information and skills are relevant and how they should use it. A few characteristics of authentic assessments are as follows. They must be realistic. They require judgment and innovation. They must simulate real-life circumstances, and they should give feedbacks with rubrics. The standards that I use to develop my authentic assessment comes from the North Carolina Science Essential Standards for Biology. NCES Bio 2.11 states that students should analyze the flow of energy and cycling of matter, water, nitrogen, and oxygen through the ecosystem, relating to the significance of each to maintaining the health and sustainability of an ecosystem. The learning targets are as follows. In the category of knowledge, students will know how water, carbon, and nitrogen cycles through the environment and the ecosystems. Students will know that human activities can disrupt the natural cycling within the environment. And students will know the dependencies of organisms on non-living, biotic, and abiotic factor in an ecosystem. In the category of reasoning, students will analyze the interdependence among organisms within the ecosystem, and students will analyze the effects of human activity on an ecosystem. In the category of skill, students will answer essential questions by researching using various sources such as their notes, textbooks, articles, internet, and local experts. And students will gain interview skills by interviewing with local officials and concerned citizens. And in the category of product, students will create an article and diagram for the local newspaper. Students will view the assignment in PowerPoint format uploaded to the virtual classroom. The student template will read as follows. The situation. You are taking a walk along a stream bank in the woods with a friend. You notice typically woodsy characteristics such as trees, birds singing, squirrels scampering, slithery things diving into the water to avoid you, the firm feel of the earth beneath your feet, the smell of decaying plant matter mixed with the freshness of the newly cleaned air. Your eyes wander from the highest canopy where the birds are revealing in the free spaces above the tree line, down the trunk of an ancient tree, skipping over to small bush, along the stream bank, and down into the stream's stagnant water. It's green, mucky, still. Wait, last time you were here, several years ago, the stream ran clear with more speed. You take another look around. The underbrush of the woods was thicker, more lush. Why is the stream so slow? What is the mucky green stuff in the water? What are all the different plants and animals which used to inhabit this lovely place? The problem. As a curious and concerned citizen, you are determined to find out just what took place in the environment which causes the changes you observed in this lovely wooded ecosystem. You know nature operates on cycles, and ecosystems rely on the relationships between the living biotic organisms and non-living abiotic factors. Your hunch is human activity interfering with the natural cycles in nature might have something to do with the puzzling changes to the stream and its environment. Your task. You decide to investigate how these cycles work and what human activity might be disrupting these processes. Write an article for a newspaper or a conservation group, such as the National Wildlife Federation, or similar local group of your choice. Include the following information in your article. Choose one of the following 3 cycles: water, carbon, or nitrogen. Explain how the cycle works for the people reading your article who might not know. Include a clear and labeled diagram of the cycle, and answer the 4 essential questions in the article. The essential questions are used to guide students' research on various matters within the ecosystem and how humans can affect the natural cycle of matter in the ecosystem. Students will have to use critical thinking and planning skills to create a plan of action. The essential questions are as follows. If the water, carbon, or nitrogen cycle is disrupted by human activity in an ecosystem, how does this disruption affect the organisms in the ecosystem? If the water, carbon, or nitrogen cycle is disrupted by human activity in the ecosystem where you live, how does this disruption affect you? What problems arise as a result of human activity disrupting the water, carbon, or nitrogen cycle? And what actions would you recommend to a concerned citizen to bring awareness to the problem, find solutions to the problem, or actively work to reverse the effects of the problem? Resources that students may use but are not limited to are the internet resources, local government websites or buildings, printed materials, and interviews with local officials and experts for information on current problems or solutions in that area. The rubric helps students to reflect on their tasks. The rubric is a non-biased way to assess students and to keep them focused on their final product. The category of the rubric are explanation of cycles, diagram, essential questions 1, 2, 3, and 4, quality of sources of information, and the appearance of the article. The learning targets are clearly stated, which directly relates to the North Carolina Science Essential Standards. The purpose of the assignment is to learn how matter cycles through the ecosystem and how human activity can impact it. The assignment has clearly specified the achievement targets. Learning targets are student-friendly descriptions. The communication is clear and effective. With a rubric, students know what is expected of them. Descriptive feedback linked to the targets of the instructions and arising from the assessment items or rubrics communicates to students in ways that enable them to immediately take action, thereby promoting further learning. With this authentic assessment, students are involved with their learning. They are able to research to obtain the information that is needed to produce their final product. This authentic assessment requires students to use their knowledge to reason and problem solve how to maintain the health and sustainability of an ecosystem. This authentic assessment requires students to demonstrate their knowledge of the matter cycle in words and with pictures. This authentic assessment allows students to create an article expressing their plan of action.